What is his rules?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at them yet. I've just been told they're crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty mental.
Are they? Mental. Well, I wrote that they're mental, so I'd like to think that they actually are. Oh, I found a data card. Right, anyway. Good afternoon, wonderful human beings. Welcome back to the channel. And thank you so much for joining us on this fine Tuesday afternoon for another Liam and Joe show. Next week, on the Tuesday shows, we'll go back to the chairs, just so you guys know. But at the moment, we're taking a break from my football show. And on the football show, we set up that podcast area. So when I get in on a Tuesday, it's not set up. And I want to keep building jet bikes, if I'm honest, at the moment as well. I'm enjoying building jet bikes. So we're going to do that for this evening. I hope you all are having a wonderful start to your week. Sorry about the end of last week. Lots going on in my life. But we're back now. And we have a full complement of content for you beautiful humans this week. There's a game tonight. Joe and Tom are playing. Tom's bringing orcs because they're currently a hot topic. We'll talk about that in a moment. And he's bringing the kind of new hotness, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's very new hotness, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see that tonight in action.
Arguably a little bit broken.
That's against Joe and his Imperial Fists. Yeah. So we'll see a classic Space Marines Orcs matchup. And then on Thursday, we've got another live game for you people after the Warhammer show tomorrow. So we've got the Warhammer show at 7:30 tomorrow. We've got the Liam and Joe show on Thursday, where I'm going to keep building jet bikes. And then finally, we hit Thursday evening, and Simon's back in the studio. And I'm going to play him. I've never played Simon before.
No?
So I'm playing Simon on Thursday.
He is... I love him to bits, but he's an absolute fucking nightmare to play against.
Why?
I love him dearly, but sometimes he forgets his rules. He's not cheating, but he forgets his rules, and sometimes to your detriment.
You know he watches this sometimes.
I know he does.
You're just going to sit there and abuse him.
But he's one of my best friends, so, you know, he's going to get shit.
Right, okay.
But
we'll have the best friend caveat, and then it'll all be all right.
But yeah, sometimes you just be rolling dice and then hand you some stuff. And you're like, what's this for? He's like, I don't know. Okay. So
that sounds like my kind of player.
Yeah, but I love him a lot at the moment because he's decided that, you know, he's gone off a bit at 40k and he's now joining the rightful cause of Age of Sigmar.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart.
He's painting a Lumineth army at the moment.
Oh, I do like Lumineth.
It's very nice. Yeah. He's bought many, many tiny bonsai trees to put on the bases to go with them.
I'm a big fan of the Lumineth stuff.
Yeah. And last night, Dan bought a ticket. We're doing the Kempton Park tournament in November. And me and him are doing Age of Sigmar doubles. Luckily, Dan lives 5 minutes from the venue as well, so even better. I've told him I'm sleeping in his house.
Have you?
Yeah.
Didn't ask, told him.
But I need to get my my Birdmen done. Although I do need to get all this new city stuff as well. Because part of it is like, how many cog forts can you stay in a 1,000 point? Just
there you go. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, there's a number of ways you can do it. Firstly, you can smash all those free buttons for us. If you like the content, smash the like button. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. If you're wondering why you can't talk in the chat, it's because you haven't hit that subscribe button, and it really helps us. And then finally, you can hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified by YouTube in the future when we go live. Alternatively, you can become a member of the channel, and if you're in the Discord server, it will announce when we go live and when we schedule streams now. I fixed the bot that didn't announce when we went live, but the bot that worked when we scheduled streams has always worked. It's a role reaction, it's not an everyone tag, so you don't go into Discord and just get spammed all the time. You have to choose to receive those notifications, but you can be notified by Discord. It's a lot more accurate than YouTube is. If you're already a member, or maybe if you're not, maybe you want to be super generous, you can gift memberships. 87% of our revenue the last time I checked is around members and gifted members. So we require that to stay alive as a channel and as two human beings here in front of you. So thank you so much to all those people that gift and who've been members and who have been Thanes and who are Thanes and who are Aces and who are Jarls and who are Huskarls and who are anyone, actually. All of you, you're amazing. Because that's how I'm allowed to live and eat, and that's how Joe's allowed to live and eat at the moment. So you're all awesome humans. Or you've got something you want to talk about, a topic you want us to cover, a question like about new rules, or if Joe's got a preferential colour of socks, you can just stick them on a postcard or a super chat, as YouTube calls it, send it in, and we'll get to it at some point throughout this show, and we'll answer your questions. So there we go. Are you deliberately dressed like a Nintendo Switch? No. No.
You just said yes.
No, I'm not, Nick. So today we're talking about Games Workshop yesterday announced brand new Nazdreg.
Well, he's not brand new, is he?
This model is brand new.
The model is brand new.
So he's a returning data sheet, sort of, because it wasn't really a data sheet, but it was a returning named character, a Bad Moon named Nazdreg, who is a war boss in fucking mega armor, and he is in mega armor, isn't he?
But isn't he also in Warhammer Total War as well?
He's a
character in Warhammer Total War.
So what 40k?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've announced as part of the article that, and it's amazing doing it this way round for a change, they've announced as part of the article that he is going to be a playable character in Warhammer 40k Total War that's coming out soon.
Really cucked Dawn of War though, because Dawn of War did a little trailer for Necrons. You'd be like, oh, don't they wish they had a model to release?
Well, I didn't know about the Dawn of War release, the Warhammer Total War release until our dear friend Kev messaged me this morning. And he said more accurately, it's nice for them to finally release the model before the game comes out. So when the game comes out and people see it, they can literally go and buy it.
But I feel like
Titus was like completely the wrong way round.
I feel like Titus was a reaction to the success.
Do you reckon?
I think it was the other way around. I think this is planned. Titus was not an afterthought, but he was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if people could play with Titus now? And I think we will probably, Games Workshop got, that Titus went really, really well. Let's just do it again.
Do you think that's why there was a couple of versions of Titus?
Yeah.
Do you think that's like the first really weird falling over one was just like a reaction, and then the Titus and the Wardens of Ultramar was the thought out box.
Yeah.
They went, okay, we need
the
to
thing
do
is,
that.
though, his pose only makes sense if he was supposed to have a jump pack.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, basically, his pose is usable, but not with the jump pack that he's got. Well, without the jump pack, you know.
The first Titus was shit, and I feel like the second one was a reaction to the fact that the first one was shit. So maybe the first one was a reaction to the success of the video game, but it surprises me that they think the success of the video game wasn't going to happen after Space Marine 1 was so successful.
Well, Space Marine 1 wasn't successful.
What do you mean it wasn't successful?
It was actually considered a flop.
Was it?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
Yeah, it didn't make enough money.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
that.
why we didn't get one for fucking ages.
Oh.
So, like, you've had, like, Total War is, like, one of their biggest successes. So I think, because I think the reason why the follow-up releases for Space Marine 2 were quite slow off the foot is because they hadn't dedicated much resources to it because they thought they'd release it and it'd do okay. But because Space Marine 2 was so successful, you got a model, but also a massively ramped up release.
I did not know number one didn't sell good. Yeah. That's news to me. But anyway, they've back to the physical one. Oh, by the way, whilst we're talking about the digital world, just a quick one, because I like to be a supportive individual, or try to be at least. In Discord yesterday, I put an announcement out there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out quite quickly. It should still take you to the on-demand video. But this little man here has launched his own YouTube channel.
Yeah, just a little side project.
Did you want to tell the people about it, Jay? Because I'm quite happy for you to tell the people.
Just playing computer games.
Yeah, I know.
But like, it's mainly so I could like learn like new skills and like do some bits on my own. I'm mainly just playing computer games. In fact, that's all I'm going to be doing on it, is playing computer games. I've done 2 streams so far. The first one was a bit ropey, as all first streams are. But I learned a lot. I did some Space Marine 2. Yesterday, I learned to play Total War badly for a couple of hours. Total War is like a real relaxed game, I discovered. But it also doesn't teach you anything.
No, it's hard to get into, yeah.
But like I want to play mostly kind of participation games, if that makes sense. So on my first stream, we played Space Marine 2, and I just shared the code and just come and play kind of thing. I think that's what I kind of want to do. Today is new.
You didn't have a non-compete in the contract? Absolutely not, no. In fact, I encourage it, and I'll help him get equipment and stuff.
Well, I have said that, like, I'm going to do stuff that we don't do on this channel, you know, because that's not competing then, is it really?
I don't mind anyway, even if you did compete, mate. But I would encourage you and I would support you and hope that you do really well.
I want to do...
I hope you never leave me, but if you did, I'm hoping you're doing really well.
I want to do mostly computer game stuff because it's easy as well. So, but it's going to be I'm trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 12 till 3, 4, depending on how much fun I'm having, basically. I'm trying to do a different game every stream. Because so Mr. the War Hipster made my thumbnail for me and my picture. I tried to use AI, but people don't like AI for a start. And when I did try and create one on AI, it just made me a logo that's identical to everybody else's.
Yeah.
High contrast, really bright, man in hoodie with arms crossed, skull face. And I'm like, oh, that's like...
generic YouTube.
Yeah, it's the most generic YouTube thing ever. So Mr. the War Hipster made me a nice kind of purpley white one with my name on, and my plan is every game I play, I take a character from that game and add it. So over time, as you go down the line, it's like fills out.
I could. There's some of those slots. Once I get my stuff set up at the new house, I could join you.
Yeah,
some of them if you wanted.
Well, yeah, because I want to do like a lot of like multiplayer stuff. So my hope tomorrow is Battlefield, because that's got an update today. I can't play until next week. And then Friday might be Space Marine again, because my first Space Marine stream was really ropey because my capture card isn't very good. So Liam's very kindly supplied me with a new capture card. So because I had a really bad audio delay. So that's kind of hopefully going to be fixed. And chat very kindly yesterday sorted me with a new microphone arm as well, because my microphone is currently on a little tripod directly in front of me, which is good for sound, but it's very hard to play games.
Yes, of course. That's why arms exist, right? So
yeah.
that you can still.
But yeah, basically my plan at the moment, I'm over 200 subscribers now. I need to get to 500. 3 uploaded videos. I've done 2 so far. So tomorrow will be my 3rd one. What I need is watched hours.
Yeah, and then, because you need 1,000 watched hours for the first monetization step?
4,000 now. No, 3,000 watched hours.
I thought it was 1,000.
No.
It used to be 1,000.
It used to be 1,000.
Oh my God, 3,000.
And what's super annoying is that despite the fact that YouTube is tracking in the analytics how many hours I've done, the valid watch hours hasn't moved at all.
It will. It comes on delay.
Yeah. So my hope is that it just goes bloop. Yeah. And my channel is called Subtle Joe, which is my username. Yeah, it's just vibing. I was saying that I really want to do an Age of Sigmar channel at some point, because I just love Age of Sigmar.
Well, some people messaged me and said, "Oh, is Joe leaving?" I was like, "No, not I'm aware of, at least. So don't panic."
No, I'm not leaving. It's basically I'm doing it because obviously my days at home, because I work from home 3 days a week, so I'm just doing around lunchtime. That way, I'm not interjecting on Liam's stream time, but also I can work before and after it, so it's not interrupting my normal job either. And that's just why the timings are what they are. But yeah, so I'm not leaving. Don't panic.
No, well, I'd be gutted if he was, but I'd also, as I've said already, I'd support him. So
also, this channel would die immediately.
It probably would, Joe, to be fair, without you. So there you go. Anyway, back to that's just for a little pitch from Joe for you guys to go and give him some love and support.
Yeah.
If you guys do go and subscribe and you get the opportunity to just stick it on your tablet and leave it running in the background, it'll gain watch hours, and it's a grind. The very early days of YouTube are a fucking grind. So anything you can do to help them out would be amazing. I left one running for you yesterday.
Yeah,
just because I'm feeling generous. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Nazdreg, he has got this beautiful new model.
Oh, he's stunning.
He's in Mega Armor, as we know. There is a little bit about. We'll talk about his rules in just a second. There is a little bit about his model that makes me kind of more hopeful now that we might actually get a re-release or a new release or an update, I should say, for Mega Armor knobs, Mega knobs, because they fucking need it, to be honest. And I'd like to see, if they're going to release new Mega knobs, I'd like to see them release an updated kit for knobs. I'm going to say this now. I was talking to Tom about this morning. I'm not doing anything, so don't worry. But My God, orcs are hard to resist at the moment.
Well,
they are knocking it out the park.
Well,
with
my
them.
hope is that you buy loads of that new kill team, the new elf one, because I want all the pigs.
I would very much like to buy.
I want all pigs all the time.
I would very much like to get lots of those kill teams, but one, I can't afford it, and I've just moved house, and two, our allocation is not large right now.
Really?
I'm waiting to find out on Friday.
I imagine they are. The problem about kill team box sets is like they never make enough for demand.
They don't.
But I think that is literally because they make less on that box set than they do on the individual kits, right?
Yeah, probably.
And it's 860. I want 24 pigs. I want 3 units.
Well, I said, can we have X? And they said you can have less than a third of X.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They said to me they'll let me know on Friday if I can have the remainder to make it up to X.
Because I've already written a list.
Have you?
Which is 24 pigs, 3 kill rigs, a hunter rig, 3 lords on big pigs, Lord on Sharkman, what's his name? Mozrog. A beast boss with a unit of boys. A unit of grots, but they're going to be squigs. I'm going to use a squig herd for them instead. And new bike man. But I want to put new bike man on a big pig.
If we
or Mangler squigs.
What we should do, right? If we get Toby and Tom involved, we should do the Tale of 4 Orcs.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be quite a cool campaign.
Also, before we go into his rules, this is a beast boss on squigs, sort of. Thank you. Because I don't really care about the rest of the orcs. I just want the pig army. But what I will probably end up doing is adding other orcs to it on the side. Probably this guy. But I want to do them all in the beast naggers colours with the white and the red. Anyway, with the release of this guy, orcs have a lot of named characters now.
They do.
And they are all leaders of different wars. Right?
Okay.
How do we feel about, much like Space Marines, starting to segregate out the orc characters so they can't run with other orc characters? I feel like Gaz should go with everyone because he's the prophet of the war, like a Primarch. But orcs can have an army with every single named character in it.
Also can Eldar.
But I feel like maybe Eldar is probably getting into a...
Although
most of Eldar stuff is Phoenix Lords, right?
Yeah, right.
So they don't really work the same. They're not leaders of armies. They just turn up when they're needed.
So is your issue rules based or is it narrative based?
It's more of a narrative thing, like because you can't have Lysander and Calgar in the same army, despite the fact they're on the same planet. You can't have them in the same army.
So narratively you could though, right? Logically speaking.
Yeah.
Logically speaking, would you find 2 named Space Marine characters fighting side by side? Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
So I don't know. From a narrative angle, I can see the reverse being an argument where why can't I take Lysander alongside Cantor or Dante alongside the lion?
Yeah.
I don't know which way I'd fall on that one.
Because we're kind of at a stage now where, like, because I also said like Soaking Cow Space Marines kind of thing.
I think from a gaming perspective, it's more interesting to restrict the characters you can and can't take.
Yeah.
So you can take Nazdreg, but then you couldn't take Wazdaka Gutsmack, the new bike dude. Like I feel that's more compelling because then you kind of have to pick which one. As long as all characters are kind of created equally in that world, then it's like, well, which one do I like more? Do I prefer Nazdreg or do I prefer Gutsmack? Which one do I prefer? Abaddon or do I prefer Vashdor? For example.
Or because at the moment, like Huron and Abaddon don't like each other. They only kind of team up on like super, super rare occasions. Now they're in every army together all the time.
I've had the biggest boss slow grow campaign designed for so long. I mean, We could do it. Actually, it's a lie. I can't do it. I don't have any money to buy models for the campaign. So if I had that, we could do it.
Yeah, but I'm sure Tom's got loads of orcs he can share.
As a man who volunteers for the channel, I don't think it'd be fair for me to then go, hey, then send.
I know he's rebuying all of his orcs. I was talking to him the other day. He wants to just sell all of his orcs and start again. And I don't blame him because all the new orcs are absolutely beautiful. But if you have pigs, send them my way. Painted or unpainted, doesn't matter. I found a way of stripping them really easily. I bought, you know, the jewelry cleaners, the
Sonic baths.
The Sonic baths, right?
Yeah.
I learnt this off of Instagram. If you put your models inside a little jiffy bag, the little sealable ones, if you put isopropyl alcohol in there, put it in the Sonic bath for 20 minutes, sparkling clean afterwards. Amazing.
That sounds like it shouldn't work.
It sounds like it shouldn't. You are correct. But I watched the guy's video and it worked. And then, do you remember I bought all 12 of Adam's Victrix Honor Guard, which I forgot that I hadn't seen really.
Yeah.
I'd seen them, but I forgot the quality.
Calling out both of them today, aren't you?
The quality was bad. So,
calling out both brothers today.
But so. I put all 12 through the Sonic bath treatment. Beautiful.
Okay, I have a Sonic bath.
Yeah. So, I found a way of paint stripping. Obviously, you can't do big things in it, or you'd have to buy a bigger Sonic bath to put like a tank through, right? And you can reuse the isopropyl alcohol that's in there. You can just take the stuff out, bang it in, done.
I would really like to do a Tale of 4 War Bosses. I'd be really into that.
I think you'd want to incentivize different play styles.
Well, you could limit, like, I think Aska's just said, that would be super interesting campaign, one named character per player, and if that named character is killed, it remains killed for the remainder of the campaign, who will survive. Stuff like that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, because like,
I'm sort of interested.
And also the idea of like, if you pick a orc war boss, you then that war boss will also kind of enforce the play style of the army. So because I'm doing all pigs, so I'd have like Mozrok.
Yeah, I feel like this has got some legs.
Yeah, whoever takes Bike Man is probably going to end up taking some kind of Speed War army kind of thing. Like whoever takes Nazdreg will probably end up with loads of Mega Knobs. Because let's be honest, I imagine new Mega Knobs are on the way.
Yeah, exactly. I think that as well. And sounds shit to die first, 100%. And obviously, with the new model comes new rules. They released his datasheet yesterday, and this guy is a bit fucking crazy. And I have opinions. Let's read through them quickly first. Anyway, so he is a 5-inch move. He's toughness 7. Mega Knob's toughness 7, maybe? He's toughness 7 with a 2-up save and a 5-up invulnerable save. He's got 8 wounds at leadership 6. And he's a single OC, so he's 1 objective control. He's got a bunch of ranged weapons. So he's got his custom blaster, Gatler, and his custom blaster shooter. The Gatler is a hazardous weapon, 24-inch range with 6 attacks, hitting on 4s for an orc.
Yeah.
Strength 9 minus 2, 3 damage. And then he's got...
Which is insane.
He's got the shooter phase, the shooter portion, which has got lethal hits. Lethal hits is for non-monster vehicles, so everything that's not a monster or vehicle is lethal hits. And now doing it weird, where rather than going lethal hits infantry, they'll go lethal hits not vehicles and monsters, which means that it now does infect things like mounted and cavalry and whatever you, right? So he's got lethal hits for non-monsters vehicles units, and it's rapid fire 2. It's 18-inch ranges, it's got 4 shots. It also hits on 4s at strength 5, AP 1 damage. And then he's got the torrent part of it as well, which is a blast 1 flamer that's 12-inch range, 3 attacks, strength 5, AP 1, damage 1. It's 3 attacks blast though. For every 5 models you get an additional attack, obviously. That's his melee profiles. That 3 damage, 6 shot gun is fucking mental, but it is hazardous at least. Then he's got some melee weapons, obviously. So he's got his custom blaster melee profile, which is cleave 1 extra attacks. Cleave 1 meaning blast in melee. Extra attacks meaning you can do this one as well as his other main weapon. He gets 6 attacks with it hitting on 2s at strength 5 -1/1. Cool. Not the best, not the worst. But then his Moon Dewar is cleave 1, so blast for melee. Twin link to reroll wounds. 5 attacks hitting on 2s at strength 12 -2, 3 damage. So he's not bad, right? But then we get on to his rules. So he's got Deep Strike. Why not? He's a Mega Knob. Of course he's got Deep Strike. He's a leader. He's got the...
Oh yeah, carry on.
He's got the intimidating motivation rule once per battle round per army. So every battle round you can do it, but once per battle round. In your movement phase, at the start or end of this unit's move, you can select one friendly Orcs unit within 6 inches of this unit. Any unit, just pick an Orcs unit, right? That unit is no longer battle shocked and is riled up until the start of your next turn. Riled up is a part of the core rules for the Orcs now. They get extras for being riled up.
Riled up is basically the war now, isn't it?
Essentially, yeah. Nazdreg's No Watts is another one. He's got Deep Strike. It's the unit has Deep Strike, so it gives the unit Deep Strike. The unit's range attacks have ignores cover, so he still hits on 4s even if you're in cover.
Yeah,
which is fucking good, right? When I first saw him hitting on 4s, I was like, maybe this is because can we PayPal fund it? Yeah, you can PayPal fund my tax bill as well if you want. When I first saw him hitting on 4s, I was like, oh, maybe this is what's going to happen as a reaction to the cover change.
Yeah.
It's -1 now, maybe, and then he goes, yeah, he ignores cover, fuck it. And then he's got Supreme Cunning once per phase per army, so phase, right? In your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy unit ends a move within 8 inches of this unit, he can make a normal move up to D6 inches, or if it's riled up, a normal move of up to 5 inches. So he's got a reactive move as well.
It's insane.
It's what rules did you want? Yes.
All of them.
Yes rules.
And it doesn't say what units he can join, but currently a boss in Mega Armor can still lead boys at the moment, I think.
I think so, yeah. He's a bit mad, chat. If you've got opinions, let us know. He's a bit mad. The question I've got, right, when you look at these rules and you think about them in the context of the game in general, he seems pretty fucking insane. Do you think there's a point that the rules team goes, is he a bit too broken? Fuck it, release him anyway.
Well, we don't know what his points are going to be.
True.
Right? Because currently, like those rules, he is near on par with Abaddon.
Yeah.
Like
he's tougher.
He's tougher. He's got 1 less wound. His invuln slightly worse, but he's got a better shooting profile and a near identical combat profile. And then the rest of the rules are kind of comparable, although Abaddon doesn't have a reactive move, but he still gives out a load. So I think this guy, you know, you're probably looking at like, if he's less than 200 points, I'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Like, but knowing Games Workshop, they'll make him like 150 points.
Well, he's an auto taking every roll, can't we?
Yeah. I think. I think he'll end up around 170, 200. If he's less than that, he's too cheap. Like at the moment, 20 Orc Boys is 150 points.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we're due a balanced data slate. It's not being shown off today, so I imagine it will be tomorrow or Thursday.
It used to be Wednesdays, didn't it?
Yeah, I think the last few updates have been Wednesdays, and when they did the FAQ over a week ago, they said 10 days from then, which is tomorrow, I believe. So if orcs don't get touched, I will be like blown away.
Depends how many they've sold.
A lot, I imagine. They've sold a lot. Yeah, Curl Pack says he'll launch at 140 points. Oh yeah, he'll be way too cheap. He'll be way too cheap, and they'll sell loads, and then a month later they'll put his points up. But it probably won't be enough. They already said 22 with the new combat patrol rules.
Do you think though that
22 or 220?
22nd? 22nd. So it's tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so it's tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you reckon though that this is? I think Kev sort of mentioned it there. Do you reckon the positive to this, if he's good and he's a decent chunk of points, at the moment I don't often see an orc list without Gaz in it.
Because Gaz is incredible.
Yeah, right. Gaz is incredible.
Yeah.
So because he's so incredible, you often just don't see an orc list without Gaz in it. Anything for any army that gives a player options, which means they don't have to take the same unit that everybody else takes, I think is a real positive.
Yeah.
So his rules are really good, and people have gone, his rules are too good. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. If he's pointed effectively, and it means that a player now has got a choice, I can't really afford to take both. Which one do I take? Do I take Gaz or do I take Nazdreg? I think that's a cool place to be.
I think that's the place you want the game to be.
Yeah, right. So I think, I look at his rules and they look mental, but he is also a named war boss in Mega Armor, right? He should be mental because he's a fucking orc. And I think too often in the game in general, the picture painted of orcs and how brutish and tough and fucking immune to pain they are versus how they actually play on the tabletop is way off quite often.
But the problem is, if orcs played exactly like how they are in the narrative, they'd be insane.
Of course.
Like you like, and at the moment you can have a 20-man orc boy brick with 3 characters in it, with a 5-up invuln and a 5-up feel no pain. At toughness 5.
Yeah, which you might see tonight.
And you're looking at like near on 30 wounds. Probably more, right? But it's not, because with that invuln and the feel no pain, you're looking at like close to 50 that you kind of have to chew through. So, and they're just too cheap at the moment.
They are, yeah, but that's because they're not tough enough. I think the balance isn't quite right for them.
I think they're too cheap. They're too cheap at the moment because they're too cheap for how tough they are. Like the fact that an orc boy is 7.4 points. So just over like 7 to 8 points a model.
Well, the 150 for 20 is 7.5 points.
Yeah. So like, that's not enough.
It's. I mean, they die fast. When they're in that brick, they don't. But normally they die fast. As a standalone unit of boys on their own, right? 10 boys on their own. They're not durable. They're not.
Hang on.
They evaporate. You put them in a unit of 20 with all these characters, and suddenly they're quite tough. But on their own, they're not.
Bear with.
And then you have to decide how you're pointing the unit. Are you pointing the unit like they've got a pain boy in, or are you pointing the unit per unit? So maybe.
So this is where I'm going to counter your argument.
Okay.
20 guardsmen are 5 points less.
Yeah, they're too expensive.
Yeah. They're 20 guardsmen is 145 points, and they're toughness 3 with a 5-up save, and no feel no pain, and no invuln.
Yeah, but 20 guardsmen
Worse guns.
20 guardsmen is just too expensive. That's a fact.
Yeah. Like how many points is a unit of guardians?
100, 110. But you have to remember that guardians also have got decent guns. They're fast. Like guardians are kind of an unfair comparison. They are toughness 3 with a 4-up save.
So storm guardians
Or 100.
have got a 5-up invuln, so the same. They're 110 storm guardians for 10.
110, yeah.
So for 40 points more, you get 10 more orc boys who are toughness 5
Yeah.
with a 5-up invuln.
Yeah.
And the same
The
save.
Orc Boys also have worse guns.
Well, no, Orc Boys guns are still strength 4, AP 1 with like
Shooters
twice.
AP1.
I think I don't know how many. They might not be AP 1, but we'll check.
My point is, boys on their own still aren't that durable. So, you know, I don't necessarily think that Storm Guardians are terribly pointed. I think as an Eldar player, I would like them to be cheaper, obviously, but I don't think they're terribly pointed. I think that, if I'm honest with you, I think that Orc Boys are not necessarily priced terribly. The problem with them is when you add the Pain Boy. When you add the Pain Boy and you give them the Feel No Pain, they become fucking obnoxiously durable. So for me, you don't up the points of the boys as if they're being taken with a Pain Boy. You up the points of the Pain Boy.
Oh yeah.
And that way, a unit that's not got a Pain Boy is unaffected by the points.
But don't forget, the banner gives them the 5-up invuln.
So then up the points of the banner as well.
And a War Boss makes them all hit on 2s.
Talking yourself back into Orcs, Joe, at this point, are you?
Yeah. No, I'm not. But the thing is, that, like, the Orc army I want to do is not going to be good. Make Black Templars great again. Yeah, Black Templars are in an interesting place at the moment. Although they have discovered a new build that makes them slightly better, where you actually run the Ancient detachment.
Okay.
Because the Ancients make them -1 to be wounded, but when they're on an objective. But that's just Black Templars stand still edition. You know,
Not your vibe, is it really?
no. I'm not taking Black Templars to stand on objectives. Where is this?
Tantamount to heresy, that, Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think his rules are a bit mental. But I also don't think it's a bad thing. A lot of people have said his rules are mental like the sky's falling. I think if it gives us tangible kind of alternatives to people like Gaz in the future...
Oh, he's not the Twin Lance, right? At the end of the day.
No?
The Twin Lance was so much better. Like, if you think the Twin Lance is like 16 wounds, toughness 6, 2-up, 4-up, and about 47 guns that are all AP 1 through 4 with sustained hits and lethal hits, and like, and they when they were released, they could scout, move, shoot, charge, move. This guy can move and charge, you know.
And reactive move.
And reactive move.
Indeed,
but you
so.
have to move towards him. The Twin Lance just moves. They were like, I can go everywhere all the time.
What points did they come out at? Remember? 160, was it?
Insanely too cheap.
I seem to remember it being like 160 was what their points value
It
was.
was somewhere around the 160 mark.
Anyway, right, chat, let's see what you guys think of this fucking lunatic. I think he's super cool. I always, like I said, I was chatting to Tom this morning. I was like, do you want to play our deck, Tom? He's like, I think I prefer to play. We got to the point where we talked about orcs. And he said, I'm going to take orcs. I was like, I'm glad you said that because of yesterday's announcement and stuff like that. We've got Armageddon boxes downstairs. Joe, I am so close to thinking about grabbing one for the channel so you can have the Space Marines because I want the orcs, believe it or not.
Fair. I need the Space Marines to be
But
fair.
I'm avoiding it at the moment because it's a terrible idea for me right now. But the new stuff they're dropping for orcs, the new models, and this includes Gutsmech from the end of the last edition, right? They're just so good. They've done a really nice job of orcs now.
Yeah.
And if they can upgrade the knobs and the mega knobs and the war bikes to and perhaps even Storm Boys to come up to speed with everything else that they're making, the new boy kit that came out last week looks fucking incredible. Like, they're just absolutely killing it. I think they're absolutely killing the orc release, and it's an exciting time to be an orc player. Maybe a Tale of 4 War Bosses is on the cards.
I feel like that would be pretty good fun as well.
I think it would be good fun. I'll see if Toby and Tom are in, and then I'm going to soon have a lot more free time. Hence, I can sit there and say every now and again I can jump on games with you on your channel because I'll be all lonely otherwise. So you've got that to look forward to. Not that to look. You haven't got that to look forward to. We potentially got that to. I'll tell you what. What members target should we set to definitely do a Tale of 4 War Bosses, Joe? Do you want to pick a number?
10.
Do you want to pick a number that's more than 10?
11.
Two.
250, I don't know.
For the day?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Right, but
Not for the stream, for the day.
and
And then I'm on board.
yeah,
I'll go downstairs and I'll buy the Armageddon box. Because Joe wants the Space Marines out of it anyway.
yeah, I need Space Marines. Also, I'm building the new terrain for downstairs. I've done 3 boxes already. This is the 4th box of terrain.
Okay.
It's quite cool. The instructions are printed on the box. What?
It's really good.
They come with obviously in front of you here is the painted stuff. You've got the angle cam. I moved the angle cam to.
Where is angle cam?
So Toby, I paid all, and then Toby printed some tiles and glued it to there. It's really nice. It is really sturdy. It comes in this really dark plastic in the unpainted version. At Games Workshop, this is another reason why Games Workshop are definitely listening. Because what was I saying about terrain for fucking ages? So Games Workshop needs to make terrain in the cheaper coloured plastic. You can make it just as dense, but it costs less to make. Makes it much more affordable. Guess what they did? Made it out of cheaper, more affordable plastic. And because how much is that box set? 150 quid?
Yeah, it's very good value.
Right? 2 sets makes a full competitive terrain layout.
Carry on.
For 150 quid, and you get 2 combat patrols in that box set.
Kev's come up with a great idea. Maybe you can use Maelstrom custom character rules for your orc bosses.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm super into that.
Yeah. It's like, and it's super strong. It's super dense. It's not super massive.
Yeah, it lacks height a bit.
Yeah, me and Toby were talking about the fact that the table lacks verticality.
It does.
But the bigger you make the walls, the more plastic, the more expensive it gets, right?
Yeah, of course.
And the more space it takes.
And the harder it is to transport.
Yeah, so
and blah.
What I would like to see from Games Workshop is more of these buildings released separately, but taller. You know, you could probably buy 4 sets and cut the roofs off half and then double stack them, right? Because you get or you get the corners. You could maybe glue the corners on, and that gives you an extra inch of height. The unpainted stuff is really, really good, and it's super easy to paint. I literally spray painted it black, spray painted it grey, dry brushed it 2 colours, and then I had an airbrush, so I airbrushed all the glow effects and stuff onto it to kind of give it a bit of colour. You don't want to spend loads of time doing all the detail on the terrain because it's Games Workshop terrain. There is insane levels of detail on this thing. You have to prime it or just dry brush it. I sprayed it.
You could probably get away with just dry brushing it.
You could literally just get a pot of lead belcher with a massive dry brush and just go over it, and that would be fine. Along the bottom there is molded in mud. You could probably just paint afterwards. You just paint the mud or the rubble brown just to give it some extra colour. I did the tiles, so I literally painted the tiles on the upper floor corn red, and then a bit of Mephiston red, and then obviously when I dry brushed it, I went over that with the same colour, and it's come out really, really well. I'm interested. I can't wait to see the fully painted version next, because I want to get a full set for home. And I'm like, do I get the new Combat Patrol boxes? That's 300 quid, but you get loads of orcs and you get loads of Space Marines. So that's also good. Or do I just wait for the painted set to come out? The sprues are insanely dense. There's gaps in between the bits, but they're not big gaps at all. The only interesting thing is that because they've crammed so much onto the sprues, the pegs that connect the piece to the sprue, some of them are tiny. Like you have to like cut the sprue up to then shave it down to get to it, because in some places your clippers can't get between the piece and the sprue. So they've really crammed it in there and made use of every single gap. But I think when they release the fully painted version, you will probably want to afterwards go through with some bits of paint just to cover where it connects to the sprue. If it is this, I imagine it'll be the same sprues but coloured. But like where you've got like the electric effect, some of the sprue connections are actually on the electricity. So when you cut it off and snip it, then you'll probably have to go back with like a bit of blue paint or something. I suppose you could probably just buy some silver pens, like some some pens.
That was when they did the announcement, they showcased it. That was the thing that got me not concerned, but I was like, when you snip it, you're going to have bits of like.
The wall. So obviously the walls come in 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 with the floor. Like the bigger sections have like near on like 19, 20 connection spots, which is fine for the outside because like some of the connection spots are hidden on the inside, but the bits that are on the rubble along here, you will probably need to go over a little bit. But it depends on how fussy you are, right? Because some people just won't care, which you'll be fine. But I think for the value, this terrain is actually incredible.
Yeah, you're happy with it?
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. These bits are really impressive because, like, when I was building the other stuff, I was like, oh, there's a lot of height missing. But these pillars, like the electric pylons, take up a lot of space and they're quite dense and very, very strong. But they're modular. So that you get the individual piece and then you just get loads and loads of the cables that go in between. So there is a world where if you bought 10 of these sets, or when they released this box set separately, you could just make an industrial power plant with just loads and loads of power cables everywhere, which would also be cool. You could have every single tile has one of those on it, and it would still look cool. As terrain sets go, I would argue this is one of the best sets they've ever done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's quite strong.
Yeah. Because it's cheap, it's affordable. This box covers half the table, and you get 2 armies. When they release the full set, hopefully it'll be cheaper. But for what you get, it's really, really good. Because normally you have to spend 40 quid on one building.
Yeah.
And that takes ages to build and paint. Be prepared to spend most of a day making it. Though.
Oh, really? That bad?
It takes fucking ages. The first set I built took me like 5 hours.
The mould lines are pretty honking too.
There's a lot of mould lines on it. On the painted set, I think you'll be able to ignore it.
On the cheap plastic, it's always pretty bad though, the mould lines, to be fair. So this isn't a surprise.
You can argue the mould lines are fine because it is cheap. Because the rest of the quality is
of course
really because the quality, it's Games Workshop quality though. It's amazing. There's just going to be a lot of shaving.
But if you're fussy about that sort of stuff, you'll need to spend some time cleaning up mould lines.
But
terrain.
At the same time, it's terrain.
Right, exactly, 100%. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you're fussy, you'll spend some time cleaning up.
Oh, did they have the painted sets at Tacoma? I didn't know they had the painted sets.
Tacoma. It is very pretty stuff, I'm going to be honest. They've done a really nice job.
Yeah.
It's better than I thought it was going to be. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, it's amazing. I think it's really, really good. I think every other terrain company on the planet will struggle to compete.
I don't know, only because some people specifically really like themed terrain.
But I think if Games Workshop re-releases the Octarius set, right? Because as everyone knows, the Octarius set does go on these tiles. If they re-release Octarius in cheap plastic, that gives you a cheaper Orc set. And then there's no reason why they can't start doing a Necron version, an Eldar version, a Tyranid version, right? And if they keep it at the same price, no one can catch up. Because no laser cut MDF, like equivalent, is going to be able to match this for quality, variation, and strength. Because one of the biggest flaws of MDF terrain is it breaks. And if MDF terrain bends, it's not a case where it like snaps and you can just glue it back on like plastic. Like the ply they use literally warps when it goes. So it's really hard to fix it. Whereas 40K, if it snaps, you just go glue it back together. Yeah, I think this set basically means everyone else has to step it up.
Cool.
I would like to see a plastic version of the tiles though. Because currently they're cardboard, right?
Yeah.
Which means they're cheap and everyone can just buy them. But I would like to see a luxury version of the tiles.
That works with this.
Yeah.
Would be quite nice.
Yeah. And having both available would be great.
Yeah. Right, should we jump into chat? See what chat says.
Yeah?
Escapade, thank you for the $2. He says, do you gun? Yes.
Yeah.
That's Nazdreg, obviously. And then Mega Brothy comes in with $2 and says, let me love heart it. Says, what rules should we give him? Yes. So people kind of agree. He's got a lot of rules and he's a bit good.
Oh, he's insanely good.
I think if hitting on 4s ignores cover, 3 damage gun on an Orc War Boss is mental.
He's a Tau, right?
He's a what?
He's a Tau.
He's a Tau.
He's a Tau. Tau's hit on 4s and ignore cover.
And get three damage guns.
3 damage guns, yeah.
He's secretly Tau in a War Boss's suit.
He's just a crisis suit.
Thank you, Dan, for the $10. He says, Mr. The Limey Panner says, the Dawn of War 4 Necron trailer had me pick up the models again. I hope the upcoming games being in fresh new folks bring fresh new folks into the hobby. The Orc is apparently featuring in Total Warhammer 40k, so that's cool. I haven't actually. 40k Total War really interests me. 40k Dawn of War 4 or whatever it is. Is it just me? I'm not that excited for it.
I am hyped for it. I need to get the new.
So it is just me then.
Yeah, I think because. So growing up, I was a Command and Conquer kid. I love strategy games. Played a lot of Command and Conquer, and then obviously played Warhammer. So Dawn of War was just an instant success for me, right? And then you had like Company of Heroes, which is also a incredible strategy game as well. But the thing about those games that set them and Total War apart is that Dawn of War style strategy games is all action. It's all involvement. It's hugely interactive, right?
Yeah.
Which I really, really like. One of the things I found when I played Total War was that it's not a battle simulator, it's a campaign simulator. It's more about resource management, overarching control, diplomacy, building relationships with other factions with a bit of fighting. And I think that's great if you want to just chill. If you want to, you still want to play a game, but you want to chill. Maybe you're having dinner. You know, you want to eat some pizza. You know, it's just like a vibes game. Whereas when I want to play a game, I want to play a game. You know,
okay.
I want to be doing stuff, and that's why I think I'm looking forward to Dawn of War most, because like I just want to be doing the fighting.
Just a chill part.
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to get the other Total War expansions and play it. Although it is thirsty, that game. Like Josh gave me a crash course in it, and his computer was running it at like 140 frames. and mine was running at 60 to 40, and I was like, like I'm gonna have to get the 40k Total War on the Xbox to run it of any level of quality, because I can't believe it would be less demanding than the fantasy Total War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I played Warhammer Total War in 4K, and I streamed it, and my fucking computer struggled. I streamed it in 4K. I think I had to downgrade the stream to 1440p because the computer was like, "Nah, I'm not having this, mate. It's too much."
Yeah, I think
Very,
it's a struggle.
very resource intensive on my PC.
But also like yesterday, that was the first time I'd ever really played a Total War game.
I played Total War Rome years and years and years ago, and that's all I played until I played Warhammer Total War, and I wasn't very good at it. And I picked Chaos Demons, Khorne Demons or something, and someone said, "Oh, it's one of the harder factions," so I didn't have good fun.
Yeah,
Total War on console, yeah. So the new 40k Total War is coming out on console as well as PC.
Yeah, and I think that's really good because it might then, if it's successful, which it will be, because Total War is a very popular franchise, you might see them go backwards and port other Total Wars to console. Because, it's a company. They like money. Yeah.
Turn off grass and shadows, Joe, and the thirst will be less severe.
Okay.
There you go. Anyway, thank you so much, Demogorgon. Thank you, Kev, for 5 gifted memberships. Chat, we're on 25 only of the finest gifted memberships with 230 people watching. If you love the show, if you love Joe, if you think I'm okay, if you want a tale of 4 war bosses, ! Gift, throw those members at us. If every single person gifts 1, you'll basically get tale of 4 war bosses.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Good, but also, I think...
You'll get your hope in a minute, Kev.
You'll get in a minute. The difference between Total War and Dawn of War, right, is that, as I discovered in Total War, you get given a starter army, and when stuff dies, you have to replace it, right, by building. But you have to go through this 5 to 10 hours of gameplay before you've done enough research and farming and technology basis and like traveling before you could start to get any good units again. You're just stuck with just trash.
Yeah.
You can build as much trash as you want,
but it is just trash.
But it is just trash,
yeah.
And you will lose most of your fights. Whereas, like, when you play Dawn of War, you're like, I want Terminators, please. Now. And I build this thing, I build this thing, Terminators now. And you can get that in a skirmish or in like a half an hour game. You can just play with all the good stuff. I would like to see Total War have a, here is 2,000 beans, build an army, go fight kind of skirmish. That might even be there. I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would you like to give Kev a hope? He's also gifted another one because he really wants Tale of 4 War bosses. So thank you, Kev.
Oh, thank you, Kev. I hope, Kev, that you go to one of your friendly local gaming stores and they have 2 packs of dice for every faction that you own. But obviously, it's faction dice. So like Guards, Knights, Space Marines, and it has your faction symbol on it as well. Because faction dice is the best dice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you for the 6 gifted, Kev. You're a legend. So we will do this tale. So I know some people have said recently about some of the things we promised that we haven't done. So I want to address that very quickly because, as you guys all probably are very aware now, is my life's been all over the place. But we're coming out the other side. So we've got the Joe and Toby mega stream to do, where you'll be dressed as the horse that Steve sent.
Yeah.
That will probably be after Joe's holiday. You got a holiday end of this month?
Yeah. Next week I'm doing my yearly holiday of house sitting at my mum's.
Yeah. So after next week is when I'm going to try and get that booked in with Tobes if he's up for it. You also paid for my brother to come and do a stream. He literally mentioned it this weekend when he's helping me move. We need to get that stream done for your audience. So we're going to find out when's good to do that this week. I'm going to see if he'll do it tomorrow or
it's impressive he's
Friday.
got an audience based on the fact he's never been on the channel.
So he just came in and said, if you want to do a stream where you can ask me anything about Liam, here's the number of members you have to gift, and they did.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get him in to do this week, but he's got challenges at work because he's had to take over the area for his job because his boss is anyway. So he's been a bit busy. What else was there? Middle Earth. We need to do Middle Earth soon. We promised British Middle Earth a long time ago.
I want to do Middle Earth.
I want to do Middle Earth because I want to do Middle Earth, but we also promised British ages ago. So there's that to do as well. So it's all the promises are coming. They are coming. So
you promise?
I nearly said that, and I was like, no, because it's just been one of them. I've just not had a good year.
Just don't make a promise to fulfil your promises.
Yeah, I've just not had a good year, chat. I'm not doing great right now, but I'm trying. So bear with me, please. Silence Falls, thank you for the $5. He says, does Joe have a preferential colour of socks?
Not really. I am wearing paired socks today which have got pictures of my dog's face on them. But
your dog specifically?
My dog specifically. I've got 3 pairs of socks that all have my dog's face on them. But if I wear socks, I tend to just wear odd socks, just whatever, because we never pair them. They just go into the drawer. I just grab them. As long as they're the same, type of sock. I prefer to wear trainer socks.
Do you have to have matching pair of socks on?
What do you mean?
So my kids, they'll just grab 2 separate socks out of the sock drawer, and I put them on.
Well, they have to be They have to be a matching type. I don't care about the colour or design.
Oh no, they don't give a fuck about anything. It's just 2 socks on.
That's
anarchy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
I thought so.
You can't wear sports socks and trainer socks.
No, okay, so they wouldn't do that at least.
Like a long football sock.
A trainer sock.
And then one of those velvet mittens for your feet.
I wouldn't put it past my youngest. I'll be honest. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I don't believe in too disciplinarian, but I would get if there was I would be if a kid came down in a rugby sock and some kind of plimsoll sock, straight under the stairs they go.
Yeah.
No food ever.
I don't like socks.
I don't like socks. I only wear socks if I'm wearing shoes.
Yeah, same. At home, my shoes come off, my socks come straight off. I call them foot prisons. I don't like them.
I don't like them.
Foot prisons.
But I imagine that's probably got something to do with the autism.
Yeah, probably has, yeah.
Yeah.
I have. You can tell the autism when you open my sock and underwear drawer, though, Jay, because I have normal socks, not trainer socks.
Yeah.
I've got about 12 pairs, all exactly the same, just black.
I think that's just being also part of being a man, though.
Black Under Armour done. My trainer socks are about 8 pairs, all white Under Armour trainer socks, all the exact same type. And then my underwear is all the exact same type of boxers as well.
I hate most of it. I have 2 pairs of boxers that I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
And then if I have to wear anything else, it's just terrible. But I bought these from Asda, of all places.
Oh, really?
I did a tournament in Poole, and then I stayed at Paddy's house that night, but obviously unplanned. So I went to Asda and bought some boxes from Asda, some Nightmare Before Christmas ones, because it was winter.
Oh.
And best boxes I've ever owned. I know. I've been looking out for more, because I just bin off all of my pants and only wear those. Only wear those forever.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you, Aaron Railways, for $2. Congrats on Joe and his new gaming channel.
Thank you. It is fun.
It?
I am enjoying it. It's weird, despite the fact that I've been I hate using this sentence. Despite the fact that I've been a content creator, a YouTuber, for nearly 10 years now. Nearly 10 years. I get anxious before my solo shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, I am really, really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the experience of learning like new stuff as well. Like just trying to figure it all out. How to set stuff up and how to do things and
what's the anxiety about? So I get before every show I get really like I really hope this is a good show. I really hope.
I don't care about that.
No, I do. I really hope people laugh or enjoy it or engage. I really hope it's a good show. What's your anxiety about then?
That no one turns up because I'm starting. Well, okay. I know it's going to be a good show.
Oh my God!
You know, I know it's going to be great. You know, I have that confidence. I know I'm not terrible at my job. I know I'm good at doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But it's more of a case of like, I wanted to do well. You know, and when you're starting off, you're very conscious of numbers. You know, because you want it to go places quickly. But like. Most of my anxiety comes from, so I spent 2 weeks setting up a stream, and then on my first stream, my Xbox wouldn't connect to the PC, and the microphone just didn't work. I'd set it all up meticulously to make sure it all worked, went live, broke. Yeah. And that's why I will forever now sympathise with Games Workshop streams. Because you can run 5 streams in a day, start the next one up, and it just doesn't work. For whatever reason.
Correct.
And then yesterday, because I didn't have the capture card, I thought I had to play on my PC. And I'm like, what if the sound doesn't work? What if like the game doesn't run? What if it all breaks down?
That panic about numbers never goes away either.
But like, I'm not great with technology, so that's where my anxiety. I know how to perform. I know how to talk to people. I know how to play computer games, stuff I do all the time. But what I don't like is the fact that computers are horrendously unreliable.
Yeah.
There will never be a day where any human being plugs in a printer and it just works straight away.
Like I said, the anxiety around numbers will never go away either. As a man who's been doing it for a long time, it might be slightly better for you because you haven't got to necessarily rely on it to pay your bills and someone else's bills.
Yeah.
But
if it fails, it fails. You know, if it succeeds, it succeeds. You know. If it fails, try something else.
Well, it depends what you mean fail. Like, yeah. what's your goal? If your goal is to share gaming with the world and enjoy computer games, then it's hard for it to ever fail.
Yeah.
If your goal is for it to make you
dominance.
Yeah. If your goal is for it to make you a millionaire, it could fail, right? So it depends entirely on what your goal is with it.
I'm not going to become a millionaire. God knows.
No, I'm obviously talking in extremes, right? But. Because I said this to a lot of people that say to me about starting YouTube channels, like, what's your end goal? Like, why are you doing it? They go, I really love this thing, and I want to learn how to make content, and I want to share it with the world. I'm like, cool, that's the right reason. And then some people go, I want to get rich. That's the wrong reason. It does not make you rich. Well, it does for some people. If you're a Mr. Beast, obviously.
Yeah.
But then they live a different plane of existence.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Printers are the devil's work. They are.
But Mr. Beast isn't a millionaire because of his content doesn't make his money. His sponsorships make him all the money.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
You know, locking people in houses and filming them. You know,
don't try that, mate.
That's the real way to make money. I already am. So
yeah,
the documentary will be out soon.
I would like to echo the congratulations on your new channel. Hopefully you'll do. Hopefully you'll do really well, mate. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. the Limey Panda, Mr. Dan, for 10 gifted memberships.
The new stream machine looks nice.
Steam machine.
Steam machine. Who was this, Mr. Limey Panda?
Mr. Limey Panda for 10 gifted memberships.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Limey Panda. I hope that you become the human equivalent of Magical Trevor.
From
Weeblestuffs.com. Yeah. You know, I hope that your tricks are ever so clever. Disappearing the cow.
I haven't seen Magical Trevor for ages. Thank you, Dan, for 10 bucks. That's amazing, by the way. We're on 48 team. We're 2 away from 50. And then that's a fifth of the way to your Tale of Four War Bosses target set for you.
Yeah.
By Joe. Thank you, Mega Brothy, for $5. My main concern with this edition is how much Ignore's cover will be prevalent. There is a lot of it, isn't there? I thought a lot of it would be addressed. Like, we've made this change to cover, so now it's quite impactful, but actually so much stuff like, for example, Tau has got so much Ignore's cover that it's kind of pointless for certain armies.
Can I be controversial?
Yes, okay.
Right. The amount of cover hasn't changed. The amount of cover, and the amount of Ignore's cover that we currently have now has existed the last 3 years.
Yeah, we know that.
Right. The only difference is that people care about it more because the change of cover, the change in cover itself, going from a AP modifier to a hit modifier, is more important.
Yes.
So people are taking what they already had access to but weren't taking and now utilising it better.
Yeah, Ignore's cover was a thing that no one really cared about before too much.
Yeah.
We weren't really bothered about getting hold of Ignore's cover.
Yeah.
That's the ways you can get hold of Ignore's cover, and we were like, yeah, it doesn't really make a difference, not really bothered. Now, because it's changed, like you said, it now becomes quite important, and people now are hunting for those rules that give them Ignore's cover.
Yeah. And I think
So you're right. The amount of it that existed in the game in general, in terms of in codexes, hasn't changed.
Yeah.
However, the amount we're seeing on the tabletop has increased because of the impact of cover, and the rule Ignore's cover now is significantly more impactful and has significantly more value than it did before. So I thought a lot of things would lose it as a rule because of how impactful it is now, but they haven't. So I kind of get the super chat, and I kind of agree with it.
I think if units start to lose Ignore cover, it will be when they get a new codex.
Yeah.
What you might see is a change to rules that currently give cover will start to change to -1 to be hit.
Okay.
So, for instance, there are rules and abilities that previously, so stealth, for instance, stealth used to be -1 to be hit, whereas now it gives cover. So, but if you're in cover, stealth is literally pointless. Stealth is, at the moment, is a bit of a non-rule. It's nowhere as good as it used to be. Stealth, I think, should have been changed to -1 to be hit.
Okay.
Because,
So it stacks.
So it stacks.
Okay.
Because what we've discovered is that the actual things in the game that are -1 to be hit are now insanely powerful. Because rules that ignore cover don't benefit from ignoring the -1. So I think what we'll start to see is people seeking those -1s to hit. Basically.
Okay.
So with like Drakari, I think that the real space raid detachment, which no one was using, is now going to become more popular because it actually has a -1 to be hit stratagem in it. Which is exciting. I nearly took Drakari tonight, actually.
Okay.
But then I heard he was bringing like 100 boys, and I was like, no.
Didn't fancy that thing.
Oh, so I'm currently trying to find £500 as well, because Dan, after many years, has decided to sell the Drakari army that I sold him. So I'm like, I want it back. I want it back. And then the Drakari we currently have, I will use that to fill the holes in that army. Just make a beautiful big army, be very exciting. And then I'll just play Drakari all the time. I'll be back to my real space raid roots. The 3 R's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jarl Tom, for 5 gifted memberships.
Jarl Tom.
Jarl Tom, a Tom who is a Jarl.
Is he a Jarl for this channel?
He is a member.
Yeah. Because is he really truly a Jarl if he's not a channel Jarl? Really? It's a fake name. But, Jarl Tom, I hope that you get a pet horse
Right.
that you can change its size whenever you want. Because obviously you don't want a 4-size horse on you all the time.
Right.
So you could like shrink it and put it in your pocket.
A pocket horse.
Yeah. But if you want to ride somewhere,
Make it big.
Make it big again.
Yeah. If you want to ruin a city, make it giant.
Just have it poo everywhere.
Thank you, Yarton, for 5 gifted. You're a legend. Thank you, Farmer George, for the $2. Joe, really enjoyed your first 2 streams.
Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
a picture of, I think, a goat. We're going to call it a goat, right? Just because I'm going to call you the goat, Joe. Warboss Benny, thank you for $5. With Nazdreg, we are one step closer to having our own aspect host for orcs. Ah! I need to practice my wars.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, so you hate wars.
Yeah.
And Tom doesn't really like wars.
Yeah.
So I feel like someone's going to have to, if we do Tale of 4 War Bosses, someone's going to have to keep the side up.
No, we are civilized orcs.
No, I feel like someone would have to keep the side up. I think someone would have to do it properly.
Nah.
What are we saying, chat? Has someone got to do it properly? I can be quite loud.
Yeah.
We can do that. Thank you, Evan Tumanillo, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Evan. I hope that you get a well-paying job of being a professional hermit.
Okay.
They used to employ people to be hermits and live in rich people's gardens. Did you know that? It used to be a job to be a hermit, so that it would be like a priest, like an old priest. But an old person would basically live in what is essentially a potting shed in your like luxury garden, and they kind of like attend to they're kind of like a gardener, but not, because you'd also have gardeners. They would just loiter around and just be there, you know. That could be your job.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Thank you, Esk, for the $5. Dan has put my Space Marines from my Armageddon box under the Hobby House counter, ready for Joe's fingers.
Oh, thank you.
Esk.
I will finger them delightfully.
Thank you, Edward, for the $5. If you're going to do war bosses, you've got to include Ragnar and Yarrick armies as well. I mean, we have Space Wolves and we have Guard already, so
yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'd have to expand out the Crimson Fists, for instance.
We then had a flutter of members. Thank you, Demogorgon, Tank, Pridders, Darren Lee, and Makari's Wanksock, all for 1 gifted each.
Yeah, lovely.
You guys are amazing. Thank you, Luke Piewalker, for 10 gifted memberships.
For 10?
10 gifted memberships.
I hope that you get cream teas for lunch every day for a week. You don't have to pay for it because cream tea is expensive.
Cool, there you go. And thank you, Cray, for another 10 gifted memberships.
Oh.
So we're at 50, chat. We're halfway to the stream target.
He gave 10, yeah?
He gave 10, mate, yeah. Great.
I hope that you get a Toby Carvery. You get 5 free to pay him whenever you want. You know, you could take the whole family, or you could go on your own 5 times.
I haven't been to Toby Carvery in forever.
I haven't. I love Toby Carvery, but sometimes I feel that the staff that work there don't.
That's a lie, actually. I took Luce and the boys to one last Wednesday morning because they do an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know Toby Carvery did breakfast.
There's one near here that does it until 11 o'clock, does all-you-can-eat breakfast. I don't know if they all do them now. But yeah, there you go.
There's not enough all-you-can-eat breakfast places.
There isn't, you're quite right.
Well,
that's all the gifters to get through, chat. Well, like I said, we're on 50 right now, and all of your support is incredibly gratefully received, and we love you very, very dearly. And you might get a handcrafted love letter maybe. Thank you, Cray, for 2,000 Japanese yen. He says, sometimes I wish epic characters had more restrictions to your army or only playable at certain points. Gets boring seeing the same epics all the time, and Genes to the Cults don't even have any. What are your thoughts on epics currently in 40k? It's a tough one. I really struggle with this for a number of reasons. There's a couple of reasons specifically. The first one being, when you give people the option to use something, especially their favourite character in the game, and you then take it away, it's a real feels bad moment, and people don't like it. And it happens a lot. And I think doing it to everybody, hey, you can't use your epics for all these reasons, is a bit, I don't know. I also think that a lot of people buy into an army because of a character quite often. So maybe it's Yarrick, maybe it's Ragnar, maybe it's Gaz, maybe it's Eldrad, maybe it's Khan.
Maybe it's Gabriel Seth.
Maybe it's Gabriel Seth, yeah. People look at a character, they buy into an army, and I think being able to play that character is part of what attracts people to forces. I would like, personally, to see a world where certain characters give you access to. I love a world in tabletop wargaming in general where gaining something good also gives you something slightly negative. So, hey, taking Nazdreg means that you can make Mega Nob's battle line, right? But you can't take war bikes and death copters, for example. I'm throwing it out here. This is please don't. No, Liam, those rules are bollocks. I'm just making a random fucking example, right? In the old Force Org chart, you could do something like you get more elite slots, but you get less fast attack slots. Right? I like that kind of playoff. I always said in 10th edition, one of my favourite army rules was Chaos Space Marines, because you could Dark Pact to gain a boon, but you also could be punished for it. And then everybody else didn't get that. Everybody else has got positives. Apart from Tyranids, you've got one rule per battle round per fucking whole game.
Well, I like the idea that each named character gets their own detachment.
Yeah.
So look at the Space Marine range is the prime example. Saboden Khan, Titus, Shan, Lysander all have their own specific detachment that is built around them specifically. So Lysander's one, in his detachment, he gets his unit re-rolls all wounds versus the oath target. Everyone else gets to re-roll ones versus the oath target. But the detachment is, all the stratagems are based around first company units like Terminator, Stern Guard, Blade Guard, Vanguard vets.
Yeah.
Right? And I think if we lived in a world where Gazgol had his own detachment, and so did
Nazdreg.
Nazdreg or Wazak or whatever his name is.
Nazdreg.
Yeah, Nazdreg. I think that would be better, right? Because then you're incentivized to take the character that you like in the play style that they've kind of been assigned.
Yeah.
You know, you could put them into other armies, but they're not as efficient in that army.
It's weird, isn't it? So personally, I am a person who would like to see more trade-offs, more restrictions. Someone's just said, I'd like a points restriction on epics, 1 per 1,500, for example. I personally like those kinds of things, but there's a lot of people out there that wouldn't like that because they wouldn't get to play with all their favourite characters, and I get it. And also, you have to remember that not all epic heroes are created equally. So a Death Jester, is a Death Jester epic hero? Solitaire, for example, isn't comparable to fucking Gazgol.
Yeah.
So if you said to an Eldar player, you can only have one Solitaire per 1,500 points, and then to an Orc player, you can only have one Gaz. One of the two of them is doing much better there. So balancing the restrictions out is more difficult to do.
Yeah.
In Heresy, you're restricted to how many points. You're restricted to whether you can take a Primarch based on how many points you're playing. But that's because all the Primarchs are kind of comparable to a point. Obviously, some are stronger than others, but they're comparable. So it works. It works doing that. But again, the Solitaire versus the Avatar of Cain, they're clearly two very different epic heroes.
Yeah.
So then you'd have to remove epic hero from the Solitaire, and you'd have to have a different rule because he's only supposed to take one of them per night, etc., etc., etc. And that's the problem, I think, is that
Well, the Emperor's Champion is not an epic hero anymore, but his rule specifically says you can only have one. So then it's like you end up in a weird situation where you're like, oh, we're limiting epic heroes, but there are some that you could take one of that's not an epic hero.
Yeah. There's things I like as well. Like I was it 9th or 8th edition? I was a big fan of the rules that were coming in that were like, you can only have one Hive Tyrant per Tyranid army. You can only have one War Boss per Orc army. You can only have one Space Marine Chapter Master per Space Marine army. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I really liked that. I know some people didn't, but I did. Because for me, again, narratively speaking, I don't think it particularly makes sense to have 4 war bosses on one battlefield at 2,000 points.
No.
People will do it at the moment because war bosses make units better, but it doesn't make narrative sense to me because they'd all be fighting each other to see who's actually the guy in charge. So I would like to I'd like to see more restrictions on epics. I'd like to see more trade-offs in general in the game. I just don't think we will. I also am a person who, and I'm going to sound like a bit of a bar humbug here, but I am also the person who gets a bit sick and fed up when an epic is good and you go to a tournament and every single player that's running Chaos Space Marines has got Abaddon because he's good. That happened when he was released in the not last edition.
Yeah,
before.
but the thing is, like, everyone wants their character to be good, the character that they like to be good. There's nothing worse than really liking a character and they're just terrible. Like in 8th edition, we were in a position where, no, it was 9th edition, where you had Lilith Hesperex, who's one of my favourite Drakari characters. She was terrible compared to a basic succubus with the Triptych Whip. Everyone had the Triptych Whip succubus. She was everywhere, but like no one was taking Lilith, and like it's a real like line to walk on enhancements on generic characters and named characters. But I've always been a fan of like just run the characters that you like. Ultimately, as someone who had an entire Flesh Tearers army, and then Games Workshop got rid of my favorite character in the army, so I'm like, cool. And some people were like, yeah, but you can make your own Gabriel Seth and give him an enhancement. I'm like, yeah, but it's not.
What the same is it?
It's not the same. So, as someone who's been on the other side of that argument, I would say just take what you like. Whereas if you look at Sigmar, right, you tend to get lots and lots of cool named characters for the entire faction and sub-faction. So you look at someone like Soulblight Gravelords, you've got lots of different types of vampire characters with very different play styles and ways of working. And maybe 40k could probably do with that. Bring more characters from the narrative into the game and influence the play style of the army more. Because lots of armies are multi-dimensional, but because they only have access to one named character, they just play in one specific style. So I think what we need is more variety inside every army.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Thank you anyway, Craig, for the orange one. You're amazing. Thank you, Demo Gorgon, for $5. The last super chat so far. How many gifted to see Joe dress as an ogre and play them in an AOS game on a live stream? Hashtag ogres are just bigger fire slayers.
That is true. Well, you've already hit the first stumbling block of the fact that we don't have an ogre army. So you'd have to buy an ogre army first for me to then build it and paint it, and then I'd have to figure out a price. There's no point in me going, I don't know, 300 members on a separate day, because we're trying to get to the orc target today, and then not have an army to actually play with.
I really like this idea of a tale of 4 war bosses. I think it could be a nice blend of pre-recorded content and live streams.
Yeah.
I think it could be a cool thing we run for a few months. I don't know how it'd work. I don't know how we do it.
Well, we just go,
I kind of really like the idea.
1 or 2 game streams a month, or for a couple months, every Tuesday stream is an Orc and Orc game. You know, it makes sense to do it around the release of the Codex, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the Thursday stream is just a normal game.
I really like the idea of it. I do really like the concept.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad idea for a campaign, and it's not. I don't know if it's something people have done before. Tale of Four Wargamers and stuff like that has happened loads, but Tale of Four War Bosses, I'm kind of into it. And Toby was in the Danes, I think, yesterday, or the team chat yesterday, talking about how many Orc boxes he's got ready to go to build an army. So he might be on board for it. Tom said he wants to scrap all of his Orcs and buy them all again, so he might be on board for it.
I think he'd definitely be on board. He wants to do all Orcs all the time when the Codex comes out.
Did I say this right? Lacuna, is that right? Lacuna, thank you for the 1 gift membership. You're
So Storming Stress is also correct. Unlike Fire Slayers, Ogres are cool.
Yeah, true.
The new Ogre range is legitimately stunning.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd want to do them all as the wintry hunter ones that have like all the cool fur pelts and stuff. The ones that made all the giants go extinct.
Cool.
Yeah. They're the cool version.
Well, they got to a fifth of the target for Tale of Four War Bosses.
Yeah.
So we only need another 199 members to go.
Yeah.
The target you set. I'm kind of into it though. I think it's not a bad shout.
Yeah, I don't think we have the rule that if a character dies, they're out for good. Because as we're discussing for named characters, people have a favourite character, right? So if Gazgul dies game 1,
I like the idea.
You're playing 10 games, people are like, oh, I like Gaz and he's dead. So
I like the idea of taking like a non-named character to be your leader, and at the end of each game having a thing that happens to him based on whether he died.
The Maelstrom rules, right?
Yeah.
But
I like the idea of those, and then we could also use the new fucking cool campaign deck alongside this to run games. But I like the idea that your war boss lived and killed a thing, so he gets a roll on the table which is a +1, and then or the war boss died, he gets a roll on the table that's -1. Sounds like Crusade, yeah, but just for the single character.
I don't think you have you do not involve a capacity of that character dying, because say you build and convert up a cool character, right? You build and paint that module. You're a very slow hobbyist, right?
Yeah.
That means that you then have to buy, build, and paint another character to replace him.
So I wouldn't say he's dead.
Yeah.
Right? I would say, so if your war boss dies in a game, right? I would say at the end you roll a dice, and it's because he's died, it's -1 or 2 to the result, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe you get a rule that says he's injured his eye, he's -1 to hit for the whole of the next game only. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you've got a downside to him dying, but he's not out. You can still use him.
Yeah.
Something like that. We can make a couple of cool tables. You can make a died table, a lived table, and then if you die, but you get a roll on that table. But if you kill the unit, you get a +1 modifier, and then the higher up. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing.
Yeah. There's new Custodes Terminators on the Academy site.
Is the Academy out?
Yeah, it said the Academy launched today. Put the picture in Discord and at Liam so you can find it quicker.
Check out the new Academy, find out more. Get started, it's free. Use password. Sign in.
Yeah. But you don't want that the negatives to your character dying to be continuous. You only want them for one.
What interests you?
Tig old bitties.
Templars, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Grey Knights, Space Wolves, Ultramarines, Sisters, Custodes. Do I care about Mechanicus? Yeah. Astra Militarum, Chaos Space Marines, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Thousands of World Eaters, Adari Drakari. Don't care about those. Ugh. I've selected everything but Gene Stealer Cults and Imperial Agents.
Yeah.
Next. No, I don't want email notifications. Go away. Welcome to Warhammer Academy. The Warhammer Academy is a free resource of hundreds of video lessons on the worlds of Warhammer. There are many suggested paths of learning to follow on key subjects. You can also search an entire catalogue and watch lessons in any order. Your preferences control what we suggest you might enjoy next. See notifications to learn about new lessons and get reminders on progress. Achievements let you track your progress and find new subjects to explore. You can invite a friend to the Academy and get special achievement. I'm going to invite you to the Academy later, Jay.
Yeah. What's the...
So where do I find these new Custodes models? That's the only reason why I'm in it.
He said he tagged you in Discord.
Oh my lord. Boop.
Oh, they've done the good Terminators. Oh, that's dangerous. I hate the 40k Terminators. The Heresy Terminators are much sexier.
I don't mind them.
The problem with the 40k Terminators is they don't look like they're capable of moving their bodies well.
No.
Or efficiently. Their armor is designed in such a way that they're kind of like stuck in one specific pose. Like they can't move fluidly or fight as efficiently as their rules and their narrative would imply. The Heresy Terminator armor looks like it functions a lot better.
Painting Orc Boys. Painting Orc War Track. Painting Orc War Boss. Play. Thank you, Oliverino, for the $2. HR named characters reroll saves in Vunfin OP. H to R named. Who's not painted very well.
Well, it's academy, right? It's to teach people how to do intro painting.
Fucking excuses.
It's not going to give you a golden demon version of painting orcs when you're just starting to play the game. He'll be like, here's how to do...
but what if that's what I wanted to learn?
But then you have to go to a different resource.
House rule, named characters, reroll saves in Vons and Filno paints. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for clearing it up, Oliver Verno. You're amazing. I don't know. I'd like to house rule to discourage named characters for Tale of Four War bosses. I'd almost like to just ban named characters. But I also fucking love the Snickrot model, so that's a problem.
I don't think you ban anything.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because you want your content to be the same as how everyone else is playing the game. The moment you start house rolling stuff, people stop watching.
Yeah, but I also don't want it to end up being a tale of four gazes.
Yeah, but what we said is we each person is only allowed one named character, and it has to be different to the others.
Okay.
So whether we have our own homebrew characters that we make, I think you still allow each person to take a named character. So one person, I think we probably ban Gads. Right?
Okay.
Because he's the overall warlord, right? And orcs have access to enough characters now of different varieties. Because you've got Nazdreg, Mozrog, Bike Man, Gutsmech, Snickrot, the one that runs around with all the grots.
I'm literally looking now. You said Mozrog, haven't you?
Yeah.
Zodrog.
Yeah. Yeah, so outside of Gaz, there's what? 5 named characters.
Yeah, but 2 of them are a bit poo. Wartsnagger, and Snickrot are not created equally.
But
to the others.
Snickrot would you could have one person who wants to lean very, very heavily into like things like commandos.
I love the commandos.
Yeah.
I love Snickrot. I'm not saying he's any good, but I like him.
Because I think the problem with taking Gaz is he is so much better than all the others.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Yeah. He is He is just the best.
Yeah.
By like a long way. And someone just ends up with an unfair advantage.
It's like if you're doing a four Space Marines and one person just had the Lion or Gilliman.
I feel like, and Gaz is like the prophet of the war.
Yeah.
Right? So, he unites all the armies. He wouldn't be involved in fighting each other.
No.
Is what I think. I'm here for it. Are you getting on, JJ Beans? Chat seems to run out of steam.
Yeah, I've nearly done. I'm on to the last piece of terrain now.
Okay.
I'll
I'll let you finish that off. Chat seems to have run out of steam. Anything else you want to throw at us, chat, that you want us to chat about for the next 15 minutes or so? Before we say goodbye, I need to talk to a person about a thing, which he's just messaged me, so I need to see what he says. So I've got a thing to do at 4 o'clock. So we've got some time. I've got about half hour before I've got to go because of the thing I've got to do at 4 o'clock, chat. So if all 222 of you wanted to throw members at us right now, that'd be great. We would get this Tale of 4 War Bosses campaign written up on Thursday on the Liam and Joe show.
Yeah.
We could make a loose plan.
Everyone can send me their piggies.
It's also isn't about being good. It's about fun narrative lists. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also good to have a semblance of balance, though.
Yeah.
Because some people will like good things just because they like the way that they look. Some people will like shit things because they like the way that they look. And that could be a massive imbalance on games. We need to make sure the balance is quite good. Does Liam need to see a man about dog? No, I need to see a man about a scoreboard. That's what's going on.
Oh. I suppose like the only other option is if you just ban all named characters, but
which I think for the Tale series is fine.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Because having just looked through the data sheet list, there's so many war bosses and big mechs and bosses.
Yeah.
That I think it's okay.
Yeah.
To ban named characters from the series. Thank you, Alekman, for 1 gifted membership.
Thank you.
Fucking legend. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. How do you think Gaz balances the armies? They all sit down for a nice cup of orc tea and they have a chat about it. He's like, look, stop fighting. We all can be friends here. There's no need.
The question is do you, when we make the armies, or we decide who's playing, do we pick a detachment?
Oh, that's interesting. 3 nickels. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I think it depends on when we're starting.
Yeah.
And because that will change when the codex comes out.
Yeah. I suppose you just build it to a theme and then we just pick a detachment that fits the theme.
If we looked at, maybe we look to start it as the codex releases.
Yeah.
And then when the codex releases, you pick a detachment.
Yeah, but we're going to want to build some stuff before the codex is out.
Yeah. So you can get hold of some bits and pieces and start kind of getting excited for it and build some bits. But when the codex comes out, maybe then you lock in a detachment or a couple of detachments. Again, we can write all this up on Thursday. Thank you, 3 nickels for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you. I hope that your friends all start a mutual Tale of 4 Gamers style thing, and they all stick to it. Most importantly, as well.
I feel like that was a dig.
Well, no, like every time I've tried to start a Tale of 4 Gamers X thing, one person gets really excited and does a whole army very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And then
That'd be Toby.
And then the rest of the people just kind of half-ass it, and then one person drops out, one person like gets it or doesn't turn up for a while, and then it kind of loses steam and everyone gives up.
I'd like that not to happen if we're doing content around it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's the hope, right?
Yeah, it's the hope that kills you. Who's playing tonight? Tom and Joe are playing tonight. It's Imperial Fists versus Orcs.
Yeah. I've not ran the Fists on the channel for like 3 months. So I was like, it's time.
Is everyone doing different flavours of Orcs? Well, that depends. So I feel like Joe would want all the pigs because that's what he talks about.
Yeah, I'm doing all pig army.
Toby's MO typically has been things like Mega Knobs.
Yeah, his is unkillable blob army that's marches slowly towards you.
Yeah.
Basically every army.
So if they got new Mega Knobs, I could see him being all over that kind of build.
Yeah.
Tom is a bit of everything. He doesn't really have a preference. I'd quite like to do like a Speed Freaks army.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something like Evil Sun's Speed Freaks type. I'd be quite into that. I absolutely fucking love the Death Killer Wartrike model. I just hate the fact that orc bikers look so terrible.
Yeah, but they're getting new bikers, aren't they?
Are they definitely?
Yeah, they've already shown them.
Have they?
Yeah, they showed them like when they announced this terrain, they showed off the new bike model.
Oh, of course they did. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. So I would want to do a Speed Freaks with the Wartrack coming back, the new truck they've showcased, and the now new bikes that I've forgotten about.
Yeah.
That 100%, I would want to do some sort of Speed Freaks type army. That'd be cool. I'd be into that.
And we have loads of orc terrain.
We do have loads of orc terrain. It would look super fucking cool. Loads of cool orc terrain.
Yeah.
But we're also only on 57 members out of the 250 you asked for, Joe, for it.
Yeah.
So
people just don't care about orcs or fun.
Orcs are like one of the most popular armies in the game, though, aren't they? Do you not think?
One of now, yeah. Although
You never have to go very far at an event to find an orc player.
But I think events at the moment, numbers-wise, is like Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines. Tyranids have had a bit of a surge recently. I've noticed that like a lot of events are starting to get bigger Tyranid numbers at the moment. But like I've seen lots of events where no Tyranids have turned up.
Oh, really?
As well. I would probably say that, yeah, Orcs and maybe like Necrons are quite popular as well.
Interesting. Necrons is interesting.
I think they had that the starter box set, didn't they? So like Necrons are just so easy to get hold of.
Necrons are also like they're a great starter army, really, because they're so easy to get paint on and look okay. Because you spray them, dry brush them, spray them, wash them, dry brush them, pick out some gun details, maybe paint the tubings a green colour, and you're kind of there.
Yeah.
Like they're really easy to get to a point where they're acceptable on the tabletop. Should each be running a different clan? What I don't want to ever do. So in a perfect world, Kev, yeah, absolutely. But what I don't want to, in these kinds of things, what I don't want to do, especially when like Toby and Tom aren't paid by the channel, right? I don't want to ever get to a point where they're taking something because they've got to take beast snaggers and they didn't actually want to, because then they will fall out of love with it really quickly. So Joe said he wants to paint his stuff. You said beast snaggers, didn't you?
Yeah, I want to do the beast snaggers.
And if Tom wanted to do Goths and Toby wanted to do Bad Moons and I wanted to do Evil Sons, then we're fine. It works. But if Tom wanted to do Goths and Toby wanted to do Goths, I wouldn't stop them from doing that. Simply because I think that if I say to one of them you can't do Goths, they're going to go, I don't want to do it then.
But narratively, Goths, like all orcs have infighting all the time.
Right, it's one of the reasons why it works with orcs.
Yeah.
It works with orcs. These types of things work with orcs, and it works with chaos, I think.
Yeah.
You'd struggle to do a tale of 4 chapter masters with them fighting each other, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't kind of make narrative sense. But it makes sense with orcs. It makes sense with chaos.
You could do. I suppose you could do Badab, but that's an entirely separate thing.
We can create a series, fucking the biggest boss. Off we go. Who gets to end up being the biggest boss? I like it. I'm here for it. I'm kind of super happy that Eldar aren't being run by everyone at tournaments and getting them even more nerfed. Yeah. There was a ton of Votan and Tau at Tacoma.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem that they've got at the moment is it was just a lot of Purge versus Purge, right?
I lost interest in Orcs when Badrock got Legends fair. Badrock was cool as shit as well.
As was. The thing about Badrock is he had like a really cool aesthetic because he was like orc pirate man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was super cool.
And they wanted to go down the kind of savage orc beast snagger like route instead.
Badrock was super cool though.
You know, Badrock might end up coming back.
Yeah. Well, you know. Right, people, you got some work to do tonight if you do want this to happen, but that's up to you. It's entirely up to you, chat. You can tell us what you do and don't want to happen. We did end, because we're about to shut the show down, on 57 of the finest members. Thank you so much for all the people that gifted. At least 3 people out there gifted 10 members. You're amazing. Thank you so much. But thank you to everybody who gifted memberships. 193 required later if you want the Tale of 4 War Bosses to become a reality, or at least for us to attempt for it to become a reality. We have got a live game of 40k this evening for you people, including the Orcs, run by Tom, facing off against Joe and his Imperial Fists, classic Space Marine Orc game for you people tonight. Wonderful game of 11th edition Warhammer 40k. And then on tomorrow night, we've got the normal Warhammer show, although the normal Warhammer show will be from here instead of from home, because home has changed for me. I don't have internet yet. And at the moment, I've got my screens and desktop in the right place, but I haven't yet plugged a single fucking cable in. So I've got to build the stream setup in the new place. I did put some photos behind the scenes in the Thanes chat for people to see. And I've also thought about setting up a little Thanes barbecue.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah?
I hate barbecues.
Why?
I've never liked barbecues.
You wouldn't like to come then?
No.
What if I did a Thanes barbecue but put a pizza in the oven for you?
No, I think it's maybe I don't know what it is about barbecues. I like the barbecue food. I'll go to a restaurant to eat barbecue food. I just don't like barbecues.
I fucking love a barbecue.
Stand.
I love a barbecue personally.
I just like
people want to come and meet our wonderful
I just find them like a real waste of time. It's a lot of standing around aimlessly doing nothing. And I'm like, this is time I could be used doing something else.
Yeah, you're not aimlessly doing something, you're drinking beer.
Yeah, but I don't really drink.
It sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, that's why I won't go.
Well, there you go. I'm thinking about trying to do some nice things for people to say thank you for all the support we've had recently.
I'm not saying don't do it.
You're saying you don't care about the Thanes?
Well, no, I love the Thanes in moderation.
Okay, well, there you go. So we've got the Warhammer show tomorrow night from here. Thursday, we've got another Liam and Joe show at 13:30, followed by a live game in the evening. Simon's back on the channel. And then on Friday, we've got After Dark, which will also be from here. I may have my kids with me, so be prepared to be agile. Maybe I'll sit and chat to James on stream. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? I won't actually do that. He's 13. I won't put him on the internet yet. There you go. Right, cool. That's everything. Anything else you want to say to the chat, Joe, before we say goodbye?
No, I'm all good. I've nearly finished this run. I've built this kit so many times now that I don't need instructions. What I do find interesting is like you do get lots of spare bits, and there's some random pipes that don't connect to anything, which is interesting.
Those ones?
No, I know. Basically, you've got this one here. You've got this little pipe here, and you've got these cables which don't fit anything.
Nah, they must fit something. They must fit something.
I think they're designed to specifically join kits together.
There's one of them there.
Yeah, but you get 2 in the box, and the other one doesn't fit. Well, it fits in the slot, but it doesn't connect it together. It only makes sense if you're putting those. If you're connecting 2 of the generators together without the towers. So I think the pieces are designed to build different makeups of them that aren't part of the standard layout.
Kaz says, Joe, I feel that. if I could arrive at a barbecue when the food is served and leave after that, that would be peak.
Yeah. I think it's. I remember not last Mother's Day, but the one before. Everyone sat in the garden eating their roast dinner, and I went and sat inside at the table because they wanted to sit on like garden furniture or on the floor. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go sit at the table. It was.
You're a sociable chap, aren't you?
I don't mind socialising, but I've got to an age now where I don't like wasting time either.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I get that. We don't have a lot of time, do we? So I get it. Right, you people have been amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us today on the Liam and Joe Show. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hopefully we see all of you tonight. See all your smiling faces this evening for the live game of Warhammer 40k. I'll be on the deck pestering you all and chatting nonsense to you whilst these guys play some Warhammer. Thank you so much for all your generosity. And thank you to everybody who messaged me over the course of the last 5 days as well with what's been going on. It's all very much appreciated. I've read every single message that's been sent to me. Thank you so much. That's it from us for now. We'll see you at 7:30 tonight. And if we don't, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, have a wonderful time.